Live? Are we live? Yes, we're live.
Hi.
Yes. This is amazing. Oh my God. Hi, Christine.
Hi,
Emily. And hi to everyone watching. Welcome to Lessons from a 50K Launch. We're so excited to be here with you. This is exciting.
Yes, we are so excited. Emily, why don't you introduce yourself for everybody who might not know you?
Oh my gosh, if you don't know me, you better know me. Hi, I'm Emily Benson.
True.
I am a Forbes and InStyle featured founder of Stylish and Successful and the Fashion Truck, which is a product-based boutique that I had in Boston. And I'm the host of the Boost Your Boutique, also the best-selling author of The Ultimate Boutique Handbook. So see a theme with my boutique land, people?
What don't you do, my friend?
I love it. I love it. All right. You introduce yourself because I feel like there's some of my people who might not totally know you.
Absolutely. My name is Christine McAlister. I was lucky enough to be featured on episode 2 of the Boost Your Boutique podcast. Emily and I have been biz besties for going on 3 years now. And my company is called Life with Passion. I am the Entrepreneurs on Fire and Huffington Post, Thrive Global featured founder of Life with Passion, and as of today, Business Insider. Thank you very much. So excited about that.
I did not know that. Hello. What?
It just happened. These things
Oh my God.
I'm the author of an upcoming book about how to quit and stay out of your 9-to-5. And I help high achieving women all around the world to start and grow the businesses of their dreams, so that they can get that freedom that we all crave.
I love it.
So we are here tonight to talk to you about this amazing 9 days and plus that we had back in January, right, Emily?
Yes, I'm really excited. Everything around me is the dogs barking, the tables falling over. The energy is so high right now. I love it. I love it. Yeah, we're here to talk about 9 days. And what I want to just preface this with, because a lot of people from your end are looking at this from a service-based background. A lot of people from my land are looking at this from a product-based background. And what we really want you to know first and foremost is this can be applied to any kind of launch you're having, whether it's a product like an e-commerce site, like you're launching your online boutique, if you're launching a group coaching program, if you a service-based program that includes people in it, basically a launch, just so we can define it too, is opening up the doors to signing up with you or buying your product. That's basically it. And it's a push to get a lot of people to do it. As we're ramping up for this, that is what a launch really is. So a lot of people think of launch and they're like, Emily, what is that? But that's basically what it is. Add to that, Christine, just for people who might be new to this world.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think it's so important to remember that no matter what your business is, we've got your back, right? Emily is like the queen of product, retail, inventory, these things that make my eyes cross, right? And I really focus on service-based businesses. So selling, something that you're creating and working with your clients on in a service way, right? Like what I do, which is coaching. So no matter where you are in this spectrum, what we're here to help you do is to dial in on how you can have amazing, better than you would have ever dreamed results by launching a product, a service, a program, a website, whatever. And I see everybody saying hi. So good to see all of you. I love this. That's so fun.
I know. Oh my God. Marilyn's here. Kelly's here. Thrive is here. Julie, Sabrina. Hey, Tessa.
Julie.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Sophia.
So good.
Jennifer.
So good.
And oh my God, we have 48 people left. This is great.
This is awesome.
The other thing I wanted to just throw out there too is that before we give you all these tips and everything, I want to make sure that you also are setting like the right bars for you, right? So one of the reasons I was able to have a 50K launch was everything we're going to teach you. And also I've done this 4 times before. So I really refined this, right? So this is something I've been working up to. And for me, like my next launch, I want over 100, right? So I started out in the 10 range, the 20 range. Now I'm in the 50, right? So it's also just give you the guidelines of how I did this. And we want you to know that like, this might not be achievable for you tomorrow, but in the next year, in the next 6 months, could 100% be possible for you, depending at what stage you are in your business, right?
Yeah, totally. And I think like that is where we're being like, we promise the nitty gritty, the raw, the real, like we're going to tell some amazing stories about this launch and the what happened behind the scenes tonight. But like, here's the thing. You hear a lot of people are blowing smoke in ads about like, you buy my program and you can make 6 figures in 6 days or whatever. And that's not what we're here to do. We're here to talk to you about the strategies that we used to blow up Emily's business to the next level. And so we want to help you with the strategy for whatever your next level is. And it's different for everyone. And we want to be really honest and open and upfront about
that. Yeah, it doesn't happen overnight. Because if it did, we'll be millionaires.
Yeah, exactly. But it can happen a lot faster than you think. Because I know
absolutely, I agree.
I knocked her own socks off with this launch. And you can too.
Totally. Well, and this only took me, I say like 15 months of consistency, of growth, of like growing all my social media channels, all that stuff, refining the systems, refining the structures, 15 months. I always say that's like a 3-month-old baby, 4-month-old baby. It's like that's about how long it takes.
So I also want to say, like, if you are just joining us, just watching, you don't have the premise for this, right? So we want to like just start with a quick backstory here. And that is that last month, if you're watching this live, so in January of 2018, Emily had the biggest launch she's ever had in her business. And I was her launch coach. And so I walked through it with her, held her hand, kicked her butt a little bit, and we rocked the heck out of this launch. So like she mentioned, she had 4 previous launches, and my job as her launch coach was to help her stay consistent, focused, help her shift and pivot where necessary, and make sure she didn't lose sleep during the launch week, because in 9 days, Emily brought in over $57,000. We just said 50 because it's a nice round number.
Yeah.
Yes. So totally amazing. And so what we're going to do tonight is to share with you like the nitty gritty, raw and real outline of exactly how we did it. So are you guys ready? Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Emily, what were you launching?
Oh my gosh, launch of what? Yeah, Meryl just asked, what did I launch? Well, Meryl, if you missed it, I figured your blueprint. I was launching my 12-week coaching course program, and it's a high-end program. And this is not my first 5-figure launch. Let me just put it this way. It's my biggest launch, but I consistently have 5-figure launches of any program I do now. And wasn't new. It was a higher ticket, just equal more money. But I mean, I'm booking 30 to 60 people consistent courses on the regular now. So it's not, and yes, Tawana, these will work for product-based businesses. If you're just joining us, you guys, like this can be implemented for e-commerce boutique launches, new seasonal launches. That's why I'm here talking about this, because one of the things that isn't peak world is how to actually ramp up to when you open your store. And so, or ramp up to launch a season, or ramp up to launch a new product line. Okay. And so this is where I am taking what I've learned from my own new business, right? From the online marketing world, because now I'm an online marketer, which if you haven't e-commerce business, online marketer. Let's be serious, okay? And we're taking the same fundamentals and we're putting them in place with product-based businesses. So yes, 100% you can do this.
Yep. Totally. And if you're watching and you're like, well, I have a service-based business and you missed the beginning, this is for you as well. And I put in the comments a link to grab the workbook that we created for this. You might not actually receive it until you receive until after we're done here. But like if you want to get the worksheet, the workbook actually, which comes with like a bunch of prompts for you to cover everything that we're going to be talking about tonight, as well as the actual like notes, be sure to sign up there and you will get a copy of it.
So good. Okay. So let's just jump right in and start with like, what was the prep work that we each did, like for you to support me and for me to actually get the work done. You know, as much as we talk about mindset, there is a whole other piece of this where, you know, I was preparing for all the actual content that I needed to put out, you know, the descriptions, the social media, the emails, all that stuff. So do you want me to start with that, Christine?
Yes. Yeah, go.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. There's like a little bit of a delay. Sorry, guys. There's like a little delay, just so you know. Okay. So what I want you to know is that I spent quite a bit of time getting my email launch sequence going. So in the course of when you want to launch something, you want to make sure you have emails scheduled either every day-ish or every other day. And these emails are going to include what you're selling, product descriptions, why people are going to buy it, testimonials, and all of this kind of stuff. Basically, you start with the formulation of your emails, and then from all your emails, you can pull all your social media content. So for me, it's really key that I get all of my emails done so that I'm not doing double work, right? We know in the boutique world, we're having to write descriptions of things. In the coaching world, we're having to write lots of descriptions of things, same thing. And with the descriptions, we're also having to write those emails, right? So I'm writing emails, I'm designing graphics, Holly's helping me design graphics too. And I'm really starting to pull all of that stuff together in advance. So this is before I'm scheduling out the emails, I'm writing the copy, I'm making sure everything is going to one sales page, just one place, so that everyone knows that here, this is where we're going. Sorry, the dog's here. So that is what I spent time doing. So it was a lot of prep work and definitely probably a little bit more than normal, but I knew that it would pay off in the long run.
Yep. Great points, Emily. I think in terms of my prep work, like Emily and I have been talking about this like for a long time, you know, her goal for the launch, the fact that I was going to support her through it. Right. And like getting a really clear picture of what are the numbers, both of the number of people that she desired, the number of money she desired to make, like what were the different ways and options that she was going to offer things. Was she going to offer a baseline? Was she going to offer an upgrade VIP package? What was included in that? What, you know, like there was a lot of strategy that we talked about that went ahead of time. But also my job was to go, okay, I know her. How am I going to prepare her now for the things that I potentially see like popping up for her, right? So when you allow yourself to be supported in that way, then you have somebody who, you know, as I often say, like you're in your own jar, so you can't read the label, right? You have somebody who's like got your number, they're reading your label and they're like, all right, these are the things that we've got to prep for. These are the things that we need to watch out for and guard against, right? So that we can, you know, keep you clear, keep you calm, keep you focused. And so that's really where my mind was, because the truth is that all the strategy in the world will fail in a launch if you don't have a solid mindset. Both of us, you know, we launch things in our businesses all the time, right? And I think like we can both really speak to how having a junkie mindset is going to really, really mess with everything that you try to do strategy wise if you go into it that way. And so that's why there was even like me supporting Emily was even a thing, because mindset is absolutely just as key as strategy. Like, you can't have just one and not the other in a successful launch, either one. And I think a lot of times we really, as like these high achievers with these big dreams, we really tend toward the strategy, right? Like, that's our safe space. That's where we're comfortable. Like, oh, I'll go just write more emails, or I'll just go do more Facebook Lives or whatever. Like, it's just,
let me post more. Let me post a lot more because people aren't seeing it. I must have to post more.
Yes. And that leads really, really quickly to a desperation space that does not bring in the number or the kind of clients or customers that you want. And so mindset is absolutely key to a successful launch. And so that's what we did in terms of prep work.
Yeah, we really talked a lot about in advance, like what numbers I wanted to hit, how it, did I think that like I was going to bring in more people at the beginning or at the end? And listen, I think too, from a boutique standpoint, translate this for like my product-based ladies, like this is the time where you make outfits, where you're thinking about the upsell, where who's the woman that's going to buy the basic, right? They're going to need the tank with the cardigan. They're going to need the necklace with the cute silk shirt. How am I going to start to pair those things so that when you are launching, you have these higher price items, you have these mid-tier items, and you have these basic items, right? So same strategy. It's just looking at it with that twist of what is my low, medium, high offer, right? Of an item, of a product, right? And I talk about this all the time in product assortment. So same situation, right? As you're building your e-commerce business, how are you building those blocks in there? And what is your mindset around as you're going to launch? Because for me also, I knew I was growing my following. I knew that I had a lot of people, hundreds, thousands at this point. And how was I going to show them that like this was the next step? This is what they needed. And kind of convinced, because I've talked about this with some of my six-figure blueprint ladies even now, is like I still talk myself out of the fact that like, oh, people probably don't want to work with me, or no one will pay that price, or I can't charge that much. I still do that, okay? And so that's where the support from Christine comes in, where she's like, Emily, are you kidding? And like we go through the steps of getting myself in a place where I'm completely confident. And like, this is what I want for everyone watching, is for them to go into a situation with like a business launch or an online course launch where they feel so confident that they're prepared for it.
Yes.
That's really.
Yes. Now, Emily, speaking of your following being in the hundreds and thousands, have you shared this to your page in your group?
Yeah, so this is shared on my business page, Stylish and Successful with Emily Benson, and it's shared in my group, the Fashion Truck Tribe, which combined I have about 6,500 people in those places. So yes, and we'll probably share this on YouTube where I have 2,100 subscribers at this point. So yeah, my numbers are up.
I love it. I love it so much. Yeah. Beautiful. So do you want to talk a little bit about social media and the strategy there?
Yeah, social media wise. So a lot of people are asking me, and you guys, if you did not watch the live stream with Holly Tillman, my assistant, 2-ish weeks ago, that was the preface for doing this with Christine, because I was like, oh my God, I need to do more things to share behind the scenes of what I'm doing to be so successful. And so this is sort of like next level with that. But really what you want to be doing with social media during your launch is authentically posting on that business page. And if you have your group, you can use your group too, at least 2 times a day during your launch. Okay. So you're always, again, I'm going to repeat this like 1,000 times, but you're always sending people to your site or to the item or to the coaching package or to, like I did, the 6-figure blueprint registration page, right? We're always giving ways to go. And that's where I see a lot of people fail, is that they don't, in their strategy, send people to a place, right? And so we're always posting. Also, we are always doing our Facebook Lives. So you guys saw me do Facebook Live. I did it in January when I launched. I was doing Facebook Lives every day or every other day where I was always talking about, why should you buy this? Okay. And that's the trick. So I think a lot of people get on Facebook Live and they just jabber, right? I get on and I have a very specific strategy. If you've taken any course with me, you might know the strategy, right? But I'm very specific about this Facebook Live strategy, getting people convinced, and I hate using the word convinced, but getting people to really see that this is the right match for them, to see that they're in the place where they're ready for this, that this is the next step for them, this is the next right purchase for them. And again, if you're doing this for a product-based business, this is the next, like, this is going to make you feel beautiful, right? So we're always just making people feel good, making people feel like this is the right thing for them. And that's what I'm doing in my Facebook Lives, is answering, we're saying like, if you don't buy this, your life's over, right? That's like not it. It's saying like, this is an opportunity to transform you. And as I always talk about with my boutique ladies, clothes are a great way to help women transform themselves and their self-image and how they feel about themselves. So Facebook Lives every single day on that business page, hopefully, and we're sharing it to our group. And then lastly, I would say the biggest like other piece, and again, this I keep relating it back. So if you're a service-based business, you always want to be using testimonials of people who've worked with you, people who've had success from this program, people who love you. If you are in a product-based business, you want to be using reviews of your product, reviews of your service, right? Of how you are as a store owner. We're always getting that third-party validation for what we're doing, okay? And that's, I could go a lot deeper, and we're going to tell you about an opportunity at the end of this where we can teach you more specifics about how we did go deeper. But really, it's posting twice a day, going on that Facebook Live, and sharing why people want that transformation, right? That's the key to it. We're not teaching, we're not like selling, we're talking about the transformation. And we're using testimonials and that third-party validation to really get people to say, well, it works for that person, or that girl looks great in it, I look like her, maybe it'll work for me.
Totally. And I think like I would add that if you're watching this and you're like, but I have all those doubts, I have all those fears about, well, you know, why would people want to work with me? Like Emily said, those things still come up. They still come up for me as well. But like, again, that's where that points back to mindset. Your mindset has got to be so solid if you're going to get on Facebook Live every day and talk about why people have to buy your thing, right? Like, because we're not talking about going out there and being spammy or salesy or pushy. We're talking about being like so genuinely fired up about what you have to offer and the transformation that it's going to bring to your niche that you just can't help but talk about it. Like you can talk about it in your sleep, right? Because you are so solidly grounded in the value you're going to bring at the price you're charging, at the, you know, in the way that you're going to serve, whether it's service or products. Like you have got to be on point for that. And you have got to know who you're talking to as well, because that's going to inform how you say it and when you say it and where you say it, right? And so like those are all pieces to really make sure that you're dialed in on as well, right, Emily?
Yeah. Well, and what I'll tell you, like what's coming up for me as you're saying that, and guys, we see your questions, so we'll answer some of those questions in just a minute. What I want to add to that is the pre-work that I did on mindset got me to a place where I was really confident and got me, could stand there and say, I am proud of this product. I'm excited for you to join. I didn't have any, like you call it, like we call it like the desperate energy. It wasn't like, oh my God, I really need this to work. It was like, no, this works. This product's awesome. Like, I'm going to tell you why right now. You know, it's that whole share, don't sell prince. We're sharing the value, we're sharing the opportunity. And I wanted to say, and that moment, Suzanne just asked, are you talking about the package on the lives or giving value? How often are you doing them? So Suzanne, what I want to tell you is my strategy is always to give value all the time. And then when I get to this launch period, this 9-day launch period, when I only talk about the package, because I've already given you a lot of free stuff. I give away free, I have a podcast, I do Facebook Live, hundreds of hours. I said to someone today, I think you could probably listen to me for about 2 weeks straight and not hear something, not hear something over again. And so, yes, you completely are just talking about the offer, Suzanne, and you're doing it in a way where you can talk about, remember that video where I talked about X, Y, and Z? Well, in this course, in this package, we're going to go deeper into that. We're going to teach you to execute that, right? So really good question. Really good question. Pamela had a question about how to move from a group to a Facebook page. And Pamela, I'm going to refer you back to my social media. Gosh, I've talked about this a lot and I don't want to talk about this on the live stream because it's not on topic, but go back and listen to some of my most recent Facebook Lives, especially the social media training with Holly on my business page. We do talk about that. Marilyn asked if I had a limit for 6-figure blueprint or was it unlimited? I do have sort of an upper limit. And I'll never say what that is in public, but I do have a limit of what I know I can handle, in terms of how many people, what that looks like. But for sure, yeah, I had a limit.
And you limited your VIPs.
I limited my higher end offer. Yep. Because there has to be some exclusivity. So the ways to get people to buy, you guys, is urgency and exclusivity. So the urgency is that it's only open for 9 days and it won't again for the rest of the year. I'm considering opening again one more time because I'm having a lot of fun doing it because the women are amazing. So we'll see. But the urgency is the 9 days that it's open, and the exclusivity on my offer was that I had 10 slots for VIP, and that included one-on-one calls with me. That included a social media audit. So that included a little bit more. So yeah, there was a little bit of urgency and exclusivity. So, and then Jennifer had one more question, and then we'll move on to the next. I just want to answer this as we go, so we don't get backed up. For product-based, should you offer something for the review of the product? Jennifer, maybe you offer a 10% off discount if you know there's a really happy customer. But I wouldn't do free leggings I don't love that. I want people to purchase my thing. And then if they do give a review, then reward that for sure. But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't give away a lot because you do want it to be genuine, And here's the thing. It's worth it for you to ask first and say hey, you guys, send an email out to your VIPs or people who bought from you a lot and say, listen, I'm really trying to grow my customer base. And this woman, Emily, she's so crazy, but she said that I should just email you and ask if you'll review me on my Facebook page. And then can I use that in some of my marketing? And I guarantee you'll get people that will do it, so awesome.
Yep. All right. Are we going to talk about the real stuff that went down, Benson?
Do you want to talk about my mental breakdown that I had? Because yes, I'm human, you guys, as much as you all think I'm not. I'm legit a human being who freaks the F out.
Yeah, right. So
okay. Yes, let's talk about how I decided during this launch, because in July I had really pushed, and I was exhausted basically all of August. I was so tired. And this launch, I was nope, everything is planned. I prepped. I did all the things. And I'm going to go on a retreat. I'm going to go to a retreat and actually a workshop at that retreat. So I'm going to go to this retreat. We're going to drive down the coast of the United States. I'm going to just be easy and check on things and whatever. Well, I'm 7 days into the launch, and I'm at the retreat all day. No one had signed up all day. So I was at I was 3/4 to my big goal, but halfway to where I got. And I literally started freaking out. So I'm sending Christine these texts, the pair freak out. And I'm like, what am I doing, Christine? I'm going to launch this again. What am I sending in their email? What am is going, like, right? Like, literally, you guys, this is where, when Christine said at the beginning, us as overachievers, we're like, what can we do to fix this? Because it's not going the way I need it to go. What am I doing to fix it? And her and Christine, what did you do when I texted you?
So it's Friday night. And
right, at like 7:00.
Yeah, at 7:00. I'm home because I have a 15-month-old. And no, she's 17 months now. Oh my gosh. See? Crazy. But I said we have to get on the phone. Like, this is a drop everything, like, 911 situation for Emily and for this launch, right? And so we got on the phone because, I mean, it was bad, you guys. Like, I think you might have even contemplated just walking away from it at that point. And I'm not, like, exaggerating, right? Like,
yeah.
And so, obviously, like, I had Emily's permission and her trust to really, like, call her out on this. But, like, here's what happened. Emily had a pattern that had been established and grounded from her other launches that she was both repeating and trying to really desperately not to repeat at the same time. And so she was almost at the point of self-sabotaging and sabotaging this launch. Right? Is it okay to say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So Emily is so energetic. You guys, if you know her, you know this about her. She's so energetic. She's so gung-ho. And she was trying to protect her energy from what had basically, like, sent her into exhaustion and sickness in the last launch. So this was part of, allowing me to support her and, like, showing up in this totally different way. But, like, the retreat thing was actually a huge distraction, right? And so caused all of this stress for Emily to try to be present in person and with her launch, even though so much of it was done ahead of time. Like, it wasn't working for her and it wasn't getting her the results that she wanted in this launch. And so come Friday night, it was the Friday night freak out. And so and we talked for over an hour, and we dove into what was going on, and you were open to the feedback of, like, look, the next time you do this, this is how it's going to be different. But right now, here's what's going on. And we are going to get your head back in the game. We're going to make some tweaks. We're going to get you feeling better about this so that you can release all of this pressure around it. Because past mindset patterns always pop up during launches, because past mindset patterns always pop up during stressful times. And there is no mind F like a launch. Just like in general, the same is true of starting a business, but inside of a launch, it's like the pressure cooker of starting a business is going to bring up all your stuff. And it's going to find a way to just get out there. And whether it's procrastination, whether it's perfectionism, whether it's hiding out, whether it is a fear of success, a fear of failure, whether it's freaking going on a retreat in the middle of a launch, like, these things have a way of showing up, right? So what do you want to say about that, Emily?
I mean, I just felt like, first of all, on the retreat, I was supposed to be at, like, some fireside chat thing and then go to dinner. So number one, I had just been at this retreat. I, like, cried. I was super open spiritually, emotionally. And then I go check I hadn't eaten enough all day. It's like, back, like, if you guys don't know, like, when I get stressed, I have, like, eating issues. And, like, we were in this food desert. I didn't have access to food, which, like, that's a super big trigger for me, because, like, I need to have, like, my healthy foods, and I need to be able to eat. And there was no, like, room service at this hotel. Like, it was just tough. So, like, I hadn't eaten enough. I was super open emotionally and spiritually. And again, it was, like, this balance piece of it. And, like, this is, like, I think something I personally, especially, like, spiritually, have to work on, because, like, I'm a super workaholic. That's my nature. And the balance to that is like, let's go to a retreat. Like, you know, like, let's make it easy, because last time my workaholism flared up and I was in adrenal fatigue for a month and a half and was a disaster. You know, I was resting a lot, but I was like, not cool. So it's that balance too, where, you know, then my next launch will be completely different again, you know, and it will be balanced. It will have structure. I will be in one place. Like Christine and I have talked about, okay. And this was the great part about the call, is because Christine was like, listen, you can't change what's happened this week. Okay. Like, let's learn what we need to learn from this. And what do you want to do? Like, what do you feel like do? Like, she encouraged me to go in and be like, what do you feel like doing? Because now you don't have to follow the rules if you want. If you don't want to close the doors tonight, or you don't, you know, then you can leave it open. And I was like, you know what? People that want to join have joined yet. And so I'm going to leave the doors open for a few more days. And that's my decision. I'm not going to tell anyone I'm doing that yet. I sit here in the knowing and like give it up to the universe and say, like, universe, like, I'm leaving this open for 3 more days. Please send the people who are meant to find me and to sign up. Right. And because I gave myself that permission, Christine guided me to get to that permission. Also listened to my crazy rant. I was able to like really forgive myself, number one, for like the off balance stuff, forgive myself. Oh, and then also bring myself some peace and say, like, you know what, everything's going to be okay. And this is what I'm going to do. And we got off the phone. I remember I like brushed my hair, like put on lipstick, changed into a full white outfit for dinner, like white jeans and a white sweater. And I walked over to dinner and everyone's like, you look gorgeous. What's going on? Like, yeah, I feel really good. Like, I had gotten to that place where I was like crazy. And then suddenly I was like, okay, I'm back.
Yes. Yes. And what happened?
Yeah.
What happened that weekend as a result?
Okay. Well, first of all, when I went to dinner, 7 people signed up in like 4 hours.
While you were at dinner, you were not on a live stream.
I went to dinner.
You didn't anything different. You just went to dinner.
I did not send an email. I did not post on social media. I did nothing. I kept it exactly as if the doors were closing. People signed up. Like, OMG. Then as I left it open, I kind of just dropped hints and said like, hey, I'm leaving it open. I did a live stream or 2. I was really relaxed, actually. I didn't go back into push mode. I was like chill. I'm like, I'm going to leave it open for a few more days. You know, like I feel like a lot of, like some of you haven't signed up. And by the time I had 10 more signups, 9 more signups. So in the course of 4 days, so I have my first 7 days, half my signups, and the last 4 days, so like Friday night to Tuesday night, basically, somewhere like that, I doubled my sales because I just chilled and I like was okay with it. So in 4 days, I doubled. And honestly, I couldn't have done it if I didn't call Christine. Like if Christine call Christine and she didn't call me and say like, let's go through this process, I don't know what would have happened. I don't know what to think about it. I probably just would have stuck with my Friday night numbers, missed out on some great people that signed up at the last minute, you know, and like, I feel so blessed because this group of women is like, I mean, miracles are happening, like money miracles, business miracles. Like it is a high vibe, amazing group. And I think that like I needed to shift from where I was that day to where like that high vibe back into that to attract those like last high vibe people, to be honest, you know? So that was a huge shift for me. So
I love that. I love that so much. Awesome.
It was pretty great. But that's the thing is I think that at this point, you know, I think it's clear everyone can see, right? And Jennifer's taking the words out of my mouth. Everyone needs a Christine. Like everyone needs in their business, right? Like everyone needs that person who's going to be able to listen. And also like, you know, one of the things I love about Christine, if you guys don't know that, we were born on the same day and we have really similar personalities, right? In terms of how we approach things.
Yeah.
But Christine is like a really successful business person herself. So like I can actually say to her, like, Christine, business wise, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Like, I can't always go to a Greg, or I can't go to my mom. I can't go to people like that and say, like, what am I doing in my business? You know, because it's just not, it's not appropriate for me to be asking family to help me. I don't choose that. And B, like, I want to choose someone who's doing what I do, or has done what I've done, to support me through that journey, right? And I feel like that's why you and I are such a good match with that. And that's what we do for our clients too.
Yeah, totally. Do you want to say a little more about that?
Yeah. Do you want to announce what we're doing in a week and a half?
I think we should. I think it's time.
I think we should tell people. I know. The basics of what we did, right? Like, we've walked you through, we've told, like, I mean, you guys have now heard about, my life is basically an open book now. And we've walked you through the basics of all this stuff, but truly and honestly, like, we want to go deeper with you. Like, I want to show you the process of emails that I walk people through. I want to show you the Facebook Live outline that I use. I want to show you the posts that came from the emails. I want to be able to show you that. And Christine, what are you going to show people?
Yes. So I am so excited to share with you the five pieces of mindset work you got to be doing every single day to have an amazing launch that just, knocks your own socks off, like Emily did with hers. I also want to dive deeper with you on the exact support to line up ahead of time, like the hows and the whats, to ensure success and follow through, so you won't burn out, right? Or freak out, burn out or freak out. And also, there are two big self-sabotaging patterns that I see a lot with my clients that can totally wreck launches. And I want to identify those for you and share with you exactly how to beat them. So you are totally set up for success with Emily's exact strategy side and my mindset side, because again, you cannot have one without the other and still have a successful launch. You just can't.
Mm-hmm.
And you are going to freak out at a launch, right? So like, you need both of these pieces in place in order to not let the freak out derail you, in order to keep moving forward, in order to have the successful launch, the clarity, right? And the confidence that this thing is going to work.
Yeah. So I'm just going to tell them, we are hosting. So we've done this for free. We did this whole outline piece of it. And if this is good for you, awesome. But if you are ready to take it to like the next level and learn really how we go deeper into planning and see examples and really works like live version, we are hosting basically a masterclass on Thursday, February 15th at 8 p.m. It's called the Strategy for Your Next Level Launch Masterclass. And we're going to show you everything. And we're offering this. So it's going to be about an hour and a half. We're going to do a live Q&A. We're going to show you everything we did. And we're offering it for only $47. So it's like really a no-brainer.
Why is that such a good deal? What does it cost to work with us privately?
For me, it's about $6,000 right now to work with me privately. You too? We're like the same price right now, right?
Yeah.
So for $47, you're gonna see examples of emails.
Wait, I'm trying to. I can't figure it out.
Both of us together. So you're getting $12,000 worth of value. I love this. So how do you sign up? So we're gonna drop
I'll drop a link right now.
Can you drop the link? Yeah. So we want you to be there. It's $47. It's next Thursday, February 15th. So go get jazzy on the 14th with your love or with your gals. And then come on Thursday and learn from these gals. We'll have a little Galentine's Day in our masterclass. 8 p.m. And if you can't come to the masterclass, we're going to record it. So we're probably also going to do a workbook because we always do that crap. We're probably going to do a workbook with it. And I mean, you're going to get like hundreds of, I mean, we can't put a value on it. Honestly, it's stupid because it's whatever. So $47 gets you the link to this masterclass, a workbook. And like I said, we're going to show you all of our secrets, basically.
Everything. And live Q&A as well.
Yes, everyone loves a good Q&A. So yeah, Christine posted that link right there. And once you register and pay, you have your seat in the class. We'll send you the login info. And if you have friends that you think might love this, if you have friends that might love this, share it, please, to your friends. And if you have friends that might want to be on that masterclass with you, share that with them. We're going to give some great info. And, like I said, I've just told you that I had a mental breakdown. So we're totally real. We're going to share the down and dirty, and we're going to share what really works, because we've both done things that don't work and we've learned what does work. So avoid those mistakes, and, come with us for $47 next Thursday. So not this Thursday, next Thursday. Yeah. And you'll have the access to the replay for life. So you can always come back to use it. If it's not super relevant for you right now, maybe it's something you want to do. You're going to have access to that. So
yeah. I think it's, this is the first time that Emily and I have teamed up to offer something. We have talked about doing this for a long time for you all. And, we are so excited to be able to do this. And when we were thinking about what we were going to offer, we kicked a lot of ideas around. Ultimately, we decided we wanted to make it like a super affordable price for you all to get to have like this behind the scenes access, where Emily's going to give you like actual examples of stuff that converted, right? That you can look at as inspiration for your business, whether you're selling products, whether you're selling services. And obviously we're a pretty good time as well, right? So for the cost, a basic, dinner and drinks or whatever, you could get access to this level of inspiration, motivation, energy, way more fun than just reading a billion articles on Google trying to figure out how to piece all this stuff together. No, we're going to tell you exactly what works and give you that motivation and the actual strategy, both for your emails and your social media and for your mindset, so that you are ready to go. You're probably going to be I'm launching something next weekend, because you are going to be so excited, right?
Yeah. Well, and if you feel good right now after this, hanging out with us is super high vibe. Christine was I've had kind of a rough day. And I was I've kind of had a busy day, but literally 50 minutes into this, I'm oh my God, I'm going to go run a marathon. I feel amazing. Just the energy activation. Yeah. The energy activation that we have between us is super on fire. So, Jennifer asked if it's going to be a Facebook Live. Birthday twins. It's not going to be a Facebook Live. It's going to be a Zoom call. So you'll get the access code to the Zoom call. We can't do it Facebook Live because it's not free. Facebook Lives are free. So, Kelly's in. We already have some people
Kelly's
in.
So excited. Oh my gosh.
I love Kelly.
So Kelly's
in Six-Figure Blueprint. I love her.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, Kelly, I'm so excited to hang out with you. As you're registering, know that the way our purchasing works with Stripe and everything, we'll send out the link separately, but you purchase, then we'll get you the link and everything by tomorrow. So just hang with us there.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so I'm ready to go eat some Thai food because I hear that Greg's home. So anything else we want to say to wrap up here?
Do we have do you want to take a couple questions?
Yeah, we can. If anyone has questions, drop them in the comments now. Stay on for 5 or 7 more minutes here. And try to make them questions about launches. I know I've seen some other questions, but try to make them about launches.
Or about the master class. That's fine too, right?
Yeah, or about the class. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just don't want to hear about how to create engaging social media posts. We're
going to talk about that in the masterclass, though.
We actually are going to talk about that.
So
you totally are.
You'll have to.
Oh my God. Well, and I know, I'm really excited for this. Okay. Oh my God, everyone's saying this is great. Rachel, if you're still watching, I saw you comment that you really want me to launch Six Figure Blueprint again, and we may. I'm like 99% going to launch it again because I'm having so much fun with the group that I have right now, and like I almost feel like it's not. I feel like I would be like. I feel like I want to give more women the opportunity to have what's going on in the group right now happen for them too. Like, that. So
Emily,
it's not coming.
Testament to like, you didn't just have a $57,000 launch. You had a $57,000 launch with the exact clients that you wanted to work with.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, these women, like Kelly's in the group. She says, I don't want it to end. Julie's in the group. We're pretty awesome. Yeah. I mean, Julie had like an amazing sale the other night. I mean, everyone's just like so high vibe, and I feel like everyone's learning from each other, and I'm like leading them, and we're just having these like incredible calls. I get like high off of it. So it's like super fun.
Yeah. There's a couple questions here. Do you see this?
Yeah. Yeah. So Jocelyn, asked if the master class will benefit those who've already launched their boutique. And I want to say yes, because what I've found, you're always launching. You're launching new seasons. You're launching new outfits. And so, I mean, I think that, I know, yeah, it's going to help you if you've already launched your boutique. Yeah. Because there's always new and exciting things going on. So that's what you would think of as a launch in a boutique.
Exactly. Like, you're right. New seasons, new lines, new whatever, right? I think like, if for service base, it's the same. Like, we're not talking about launching your business here. We're talking about launching a new offer. We're talking about booking that offer out. We're talking about a group program. We're talking about an info product. You know, we're talking about anything that you want to get a bunch of attention on at one time. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Totally. It's anything new basically that's coming up for you. News. So Shavonda asked, what's the best email strategy for a boutique launch? So Shavonda, that's what we're going to talk about in the masterclass. I have a 4-part email that I'm going to show you exactly what to do. So we're going to go through that in the masterclass. Okay. Rachel, how far in advance do you think it's good for a seasonal launch for a boutique, or for perhaps launching my mobile unit? So again, like we talked about, it has to be like a sense of urgency or exclusivity. So I would say that at this point, it's a urgency situation when it's a seasonal launch, or a mobile unit. That would be like if you were planning something special for launching that, right? And you'd want to do some kind of promotion around that launch with some specifics, right? So how far in advance? It's Rachel, it's just going to depend. I mean, a seasonal launch, you want to launch it as that season launches. So let's say you're going to launch your spring collection or your new spring arrivals, that, or Valentine's Day next week. So let's not talk about that. Let's talk about spring. So if you're going to start bringing in spring in March, you want to start talking about that probably right at the end of February as you go into March. It sort of wants to like spread the gap between before and during when you have that inventory. So you get inventory too if you're going to launch it, because the idea of launching is that you're going to sell out of it. So I would say that you have the inventory. It's in your store. You can take pictures, you can make outfits, and then you would implement this launch strategy once you kind of have all that content around it. So, okay. Tessa says, when launching a boutique, should it be made a big event, like offer something to the first 20 customers, have a food truck? I want it to be huge. So Tessa, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to refer you to my book, which I don't have a copy around. If you have read my book, The Ultimate Boutique Handbook, there's an entire chapter on your opening your store. So I'm going to refer you to that. Hopefully you have my book. I feel like you do. So yes, it should be a big event. And in that book, I literally have an entire strategy on how to kind of host a big event. So, okay, Marilyn says that she struggles with strategy when she's working full time. So, Christine, what would you say to that with what we're teaching?
I would say that it's a mindset issue. You don't have to have a real complicated strategy, right? Because none of this stuff is really complicated. But you have to also, believe that it's going to work, believe that you're building it in the right amount of time, believe that you have a solid plan and that you're, executing consistently, believe that things are growing and working the exact way that you want them to, right? And like, these mindset strategies are the things that I'm going to teach you in the masterclass.
Yeah, I love that. Jamie's asking, how do you sign up? And Jamie, if you just scroll up in the comments, Christine actually posted it. Yep. Christine, will you just post it one more time?
Yep, I will. And when we're done, I will post it. Like I'll put it inside the description of the video as well, I think.
Perfect. And then Sherry wants to know if this is something that would benefit her, Christine, as being one of your clients.
Yes, my amazing, amazing, amazing client. Sherry. Sherry, I think that it would, and we can talk about this more like later if you want. I'm happy to like answer specific questions for you, but I think the thing is like, it's always mindset and strategy, right? Like it's always both. Whatever we're launching, like we want people like booking calls with us. We want people like downloading our freebie. We want people buying our stuff. We want that in waves and waves and waves, right? And that's what we're talking about doing here, right, Emily?
Yeah. I love it. Okay. So it feels like we're through the questions. If you have questions still after watching the replay and all that jazz, you can always post them below. If you're on one of my pages, I'm going to run around and check and make sure no one posted under my stuff. If they had questions, we'll reply back to you. But hopefully you'll join us for that masterclass. And if you have any other further questions, you can always post or email either of us. You can find all our contact info on our respective business pages, or if you're in one of our groups, you can figure out how to get in touch with us. So I think that's it for now, huh? We'll save the rest for next Thursday for the masterclass.
Yeah, so excited to hang out with you ladies again then. Thanks for joining us tonight. This was awesome.
So awesome, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. I love you for joining. I love seeing so many familiar faces. I love seeing new names. It's so much fun. And so can I say my tagline at the end?
Yes.
Because it's like really fun.
Of course.
Okay. So lots of friends like Christine and making lots of money. Bye guys.
Bye. Talk to you soon.